Alright, so let's start. In this video I want to show you how to use a dictionary, and I also want to show you how to use the knowledge in the dictionary in the real world, because of course you cannot just study dictionary. I'm going to be using Oxford Dictionary, Advanced Learners Dictionary. You can totally do that online too. There is an online dictionary, and of course there is a bit more, maybe much more in the online dictionary, but the paper version will do too. At the end of this video I will also have something to say about this simplified version of Oxford Dictionary for Czech students, but my video is definitely relevant to all students of English language, not just Czech students. I will definitely say more in this video. I will not be talking just about dictionary. I would like to share some advice with you too, but mostly it will be focused on how to work with dictionary and then how to use it in the real world, in the real context, in the real situation. Alright, let's start. So let's say that you already know that you want to learn the word accept, because you already know it's important and you want to learn it. I will say something more about that later, but now let's pretend you know you want to learn it and you know it's important. By the way, if you see this symbol, it means it's important. It means it is among the 3,000 most common words in the English language. So yes, it is important. And if there is level A2, well, it is definitely important. Accept has more meanings, but they are very similar. Sometimes the meanings within one word can differ a lot, but here it's pretty much similar. But sometimes there is level A2, sometimes there is level B1, sometimes there is level B2. But I do suggest that you learn it all, unless the higher difficulties are really not for you or really not practical. But with the word accept, everything here is important. And again, whatever I show you here does not mean that it is enough to learn the language. You will have to do more, and I will tell you a bit about that later. Let's start. Accept. First meaning has something to do with offer or invitation, meaning number one. And it means that you take willingly something that is offered, or that you say yes to an offer, an invitation. For example, he asked me to marry him and I accepted. He gave me an offer, not an invitation. He gave me an offer to marry him and I said yes. I said yes. I accepted. I willingly accepted something which was offered. Marriage was offered. If you don't know what offer means, look it up. It's important. If you don't know what willingly means, look it up. It's important. The same goes for invitation. Same goes for marry. Marry someone. If you don't know what it means, definitely look up these words too. They are important. But let's focus on accept. He asked me to marry him and I accepted. You are not learning just accept. You're not learning just accept. There will be a lot of other things you are learning. For example, here, there's a beautiful and extremely useful structure. Ask someone to do something. Ask someone to marry somebody. He asked me to marry him and I accepted. And now what you have to do, and we will be talking about that a lot, you have to be able to say it naturally, mindfully, as if you were saying the sentence to someone in real life. Do a little role play with yourself. He asked me to marry him and I accepted. He asked me to marry him and I accepted. Or if the sentence does not sound very relevant to you, you can change it a bit. Maybe you can say, my boss asked me to marry him and I accepted. He offered me this and I accepted. Marriage was offered and I accepted. Okay. Let's continue. Accept something. Please accept our sincere apologies. If you don't know this word, look it up. If you don't know this word, look it up and then come back here. Please accept our sincere apologies. We are offering you our sincere apologies, so please accept. Please say yes to this apology. Please accept our sincere apologies. Or, please accept my apology, I'm really sorry. Please, can you accept my apology? Drill it a bit. Say it a few times without looking at the text, because you absolutely have to. It was pouring with rain, so I accepted his offer of a lift. Lift means that he took me in his car and drove me somewhere. He picked me up. You see, offer. I accepted his offer because yes, we say yes to an offer. It was pouring with rain. I don't know why they say it was pouring with rain for level A2. They could have said it was raining. But what can I do? What can we do? It was raining, so I accepted his offer of a lift. It was raining, so I accepted his offer of a lift. I accepted. I said yes. I accepted the offer. Accept an invitation. Accept a proposal. Here you can see typical collocations. Words which go nicely together. Words which sound nicely together. Combinations of words which sound English. Accept an invitation, accept a proposal. Please accept our proposal. She has decided not to accept the job. They offered the job and I said yes, or I said yes. She has she has decided not to accept the job. So she said no, because she has decided not to accept the job. And again, you are not wasting 1 hour of your life learning just accept. You are also learning she has decided not to do something. Decide to do something. Decide not to do something. And as a bonus, you have present perfect. She has decided not to accept the job. Let's try it. She has decided not to accept the job. I have decided not to accept the job. She has decided not to accept the invitation, the offer, proposal. Let's continue. Accept something from somebody. He is charged with accepting bribes from a firm of suppliers. If you don't know the supplier, look it up. If you don't know the bribe, look it up. Bribe is illegal, dark money that you give someone as a secret, but you really shouldn't. He is charged with, let's not analyze it now, you can look it up later. He is charged with what? With doing something, with accepting bribes. Accept bribes, accept bribes, accept bribes from somebody, from a firm of suppliers. He is charged with accepting bribes from a supplier or from a firm of suppliers. If you don't like the sentence, you can make your own sentence in a notebook or on your PC. Accept something for something. She said she would accept $15 for it, probably for some job or for something. Accept something for something. Accept something for something. So that was one meaning. First meaning, offer or invitation. Second meaning is agree. To agree to or approve of something. Accept something. They accepted the court's decision. They accepted the decision. They agreed. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was a good decision. Okay, yeah. Okay, I agree. I approve. It was fine. It was fine. The judge refused to accept his evidence. Evidence important. Look it up. If you don't know refuse, look it up. By the way, refuse is a good opposite of accept in this meaning. So look up refuse in the dictionary. Here, the great opposite of agree is reject. They are all closely connected. And all these words are important. The judge refused to accept his evidence. The judge said, no, 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 I don't agree to your evidence, I don't like your evidence, I don't approve of it, I don't think it's relevant, I don't think it's valid, no, 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 your evidence is not good. The person did not really offer the evidence. The judge did not decide to decline, to refuse the offer. No, it's not really about offer. Here it is about agreeing to something or approving of something. But it is similar. And you will see that later all these meanings are similar. Accept something from somebody. She won't accept advice from anyone. It's very similar to this because you can offer advice. Maybe this advice was offered and she said no. She said no to the advice. She didn't like the advice. But here, all right, she did not agree to the advice or with the advice. She doesn't think it's a good advice. She won't accept advice from anyone. Accept advice from anyone. She won't accept advice from anyone. Nah, thank you for the advice, but no, I don't think it's a good advice. Accept something for something. My article has been accepted for publication. I sent them the article and they agreed to it. They approved of my article. They had a look at it and they said, yeah, it's good. We liked it. Yeah, we approve of your article. So my article has been accepted for publication. They accepted my article. Again, it is very close to this. I offered them my article and they said yes. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar. The opposite would be they rejected my article. Next one, payment. That one is easy. Notice that here we already have B1 level. This was A2, but everything is important. Accept something. To take payment in a particular form, the machine only accepts coins. We offer our coins to the machine and the machine accepts coins. The machine takes our coins in this form, in the form of coins. Or credit cards are widely accepted. We take the payment in this form, in the form of cards. You offer us cards and we say yes, we accept your cards. Credit cards are widely accepted. Next meaning, responsibility. If you don't know responsibility, look it up. Accept something. To admit that you are responsible or to blame for something. If you don't know blame, look it up. He accepts full responsibility for what happened. He admits that he is responsible for what happened. He admits that he could be blamed for what happened. Something happened and he accepts this responsibility. He says, yeah, okay, it was my fault, my mistake, I did it, it was wrong, and I have to do something about it, because it happened because of me. You have to accept the consequences of your actions. Your actions have consequences, and you have to accept this fact. You have to admit that your actions have consequences. You are the one who is responsible. Meaning number 5, difficult situation. To continue in a difficult situation without complaining, or because you realize that you cannot change it. For example, accept something. You just have to accept the fact that we are never going to be rich. It's a difficult situation, or you have to realize that you cannot change it. We are never going to be rich. Sorry, it's not going to happen. We're never going to be rich, and you just have to accept this fact. Don't fight back. It's a fact. We're never going to be rich. You just have to accept the fact that we are never going to be rich. I'm sorry, you just have to accept the fact we're never going to be rich. Or you can change the sentence. I'm sorry, you just have to accept the fact that you are never going to be rich. Hey, you're never going to be rich. Accept it. You're never going to get this job. Accept it. You have to accept this fact. It's a difficult situation. It's difficult to accept it, but you have to. You have to. Stop complaining. You have to continue in this difficult situation without complaining. Deal with it. Accept accept it. To be willing to accept something, or to be prepared to accept something. Again, it's a good collocation, a good combination of words. Accept something as something. They accept the risks as part of the job. They accept the risks as part of the job. You cannot change it. You have a job, there are risks, and you just have to accept it. I'm sorry, that's life. Accept that. He just refused to accept that his father was no longer there. His father was dead. He refused to accept it. He did not want to accept it. He couldn't change it. His father is dead, but he didn't want to accept it. But maybe he should. He just refused to accept that his father was no longer there. It's a difficult situation, but what can you do? You cannot change it. Meaning number 6, welcome. To make somebody feel welcome and part of a group. Accept somebody. It may take years to be completely accepted by the local community. The local community will accept you. Maybe in many years. The local community will make you feel welcome, and it will make you feel part of that group. Accept somebody into something. She had never been accepted into what was essentially a man's world. She had never been accepted. This man's world did not make her feel welcome. She did not feel part of this group, of this man's world. She was never accepted into this group. Accept somebody as something. He never really accepted her as his own child. He never really made her feel welcome. He never really made her feel part of his own world, of his life. The opposite is reject. He always rejected her. These people, this man's world, has always rejected her. The world said, no, you are a woman. No, we will not accept you. Number 7, believe. To believe that something is true. Accept something. I don't accept his version of events. I don't believe it's true. I'm sorry, I just don't accept this version. No. Accept something as something. Can we accept his account as the true version? Can we accept what he said as the true version? Can we believe that it's true? Can we accept his account as the true version? Maybe. Maybe we believe, maybe we don't. Accept that. I accept that this will not be popular. I believe that it is true. I believe that it is true that it will not be popular. It is accepted that, it's basically the same as this, only in passive voice. Hopefully you know what it is. Active voice, passive voice. It is accepted that, it is generally accepted that people are motivated by success. We believe that, people believe that. Maybe not every single person, but generally we people believe that people are motivated by success. It is generally accepted. Something is accepted to be or to have, etc. Something. Their workforce is widely accepted to have the best conditions in Europe. Their workforce is widely accepted to have the best conditions in Europe. The best conditions in Europe. We believe it is true. We believe that the conditions are really the best in Europe. We believe that the workforce has or have these best conditions. We believe. Last meaning, allow somebody to join. To allow somebody to join an organization or attend an institution or use a service, etc. Accept somebody. The college he applied to has accepted him. The college he applied to has allowed him to join this organization, to join this college. It allowed him to attend this institution, to attend this college. It allowed him to use the services of this college. The college he applied to has accepted him. The college he applied to has accepted him. Hey, the college has accepted me. Wow, they have accepted me. Or they have accepted, no, I wanted to use offer, but no. They have accepted me. They took me in. They allowed me to be there. The college I applied to has accepted me. Accept somebody into something. She was disappointed not to be accepted into the club. Accept someone into the club. She was disappointed not to be allowed to join this club, to attend this club maybe, to use the services of the club, to be the member of the club. She was disappointed not to be accepted into the club. I was disappointed not to be accepted into the club. I was disappointed not to be accepted into this college, into this institution. My wife was not accepted into the hospital. And again, you are not learning just accept. You are learning all the other things. She was disappointed. Be disappointed. Be disappointed to be, to have, to see. She was disappointed not to be accepted into the club. Let's continue. We're almost done. Accept somebody as something. The landlord was willing to accept us as tenants. If you don't know the landlord, if you don't know the tenants, look them up. But if you live in someone's house and you pay them money to use the house, if you pay the rent, then you are the tenant, and the other person who owns the building is the landlord. The landlord was willing to accept us as tenants. He or she was willing to accept us as tenants. He or she was willing to allow us to join the flat, to be there, to use the service of the flat, to live there. Accept somebody to do something. She was accepted to study music. She was accepted to study music, to do something, to study music. She was allowed to join this school or institution or organization and use the services of the teachers. The opposite would be she was rejected to study. All right, so this is how we work with the dictionary. You have to go through everything. You have to think carefully, mindfully, slowly about how to use it. You have to figure out how to use it. You must think about it. You must practice and drill the sentences. You must cover the sentences and say them as naturally as possible, as beautiful as possible. Imagine you are saying the sentence or sentences to a real person in a real situation, in a real context. Maybe tomorrow you are talking to your boss and you do not accept his offer, or you don't accept his invitation to go somewhere, or maybe she, doesn't matter. She will not accept your proposal of something or suggestion to do something. So make your own sentences, maybe in a notebook or in a spreadsheet on your PC, but you have to make sentences that are relevant for you, and then you have to drill those sentences mindfully, naturally, role play those sentences. You can totally role play the sentences with yourself. You can talk to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. I have long monologues with myself. It's not enough to just understand. You have to take what is here and use it in real world, and you have to force yourself to use it in real world. So for example, maybe next time, tomorrow, you are talking to your wife or boss or to yourself. Force yourself to use these words. respecting the verb forms, respecting the verb frames, respecting the verb patterns, respecting the verb structures. Use it. If you don't use it, you will lose it. Again, I'm not telling you to learn the words, to learn the dictionary word by word, but you can. I'm telling you in this video, I am merely showing you how to process the information. But you have to use the information in real life. You absolutely have to. I have more to tell you. I said that you don't need to, maybe I even said that you shouldn't learn words in the dictionary word by word. But you know what? You actually can, especially if you are a beginner, because the Oxford publishes, and I'm sure not just Oxford, Oxford publishes a list of 3,000 most common words in English language and also the list of 5,000 most common words in English language. They have something to say about it even here at the beginning of the book. Oxford 3000, Oxford 5000 with respective levels. You can very easily download this list on the internet, and you actually can go word by word, and if you don't know the word, you can learn the word. But again, then you have to use it in real life. You have to role play the sentences. You have to take these words off or out of the paper and use them using your mouth in real world. And you also have to read books, because this word will definitely be in books all the time. So you have to notice the word. You have to be ready to see the word. And then when you see the word in the book, you will be like, except, yeah, it makes sense. You know, when you read a real book and you see except and you, hey, wow, it's exactly this. It feels really good when you see the word that you studied in real context, in real life, in real books, in podcasts, on TV, whatever. But dictionary is a great tool. It is one of the things you should be doing if you are serious about your English. And I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it a few more times. This is not where your learning journey ends. You have to practice these sentences, change the sentences a bit so that they are more relevant to your life, and then you must use the sentences. I have more to tell you. So that was the dictionary, whose online version is free on the internet. At least it's free now. We don't know what's going to happen with the current form of capitalism. It might be monetized very soon, but at this moment is online. And by the way, that's one of the reasons I have the offline paper version, because I hope no one can take it away from me. And it is great for your brain with no distractions, no online distractions. The service cannot be down. They cannot shut down your book just like they can shut down internet or the service. There are no advertisement here. It's great. I do admit, not accept, I do admit, but many Czech people would actually say accept, but it's better to say admit. I admit that there are some distractions here too, because when I'm rifling through the book, very often, hey, I want to check out this word, I want to check out this word, and then I forget what word I was going to check out first, initially, but okay, that's a distraction I'm willing to accept. I can deal with this distraction. So yes, I encourage you to use paper dictionary, this online dictionary. There are more good dictionaries, but I think Oxford's Advanced Learners Dictionary might be the best. Now I want to show you one more dictionary. It's a very similar dictionary to this dictionary, but simplified version. There are not so many entries, not so many verb structures or verb frames, not so many example sentences, but for learners, especially for lower levels, it is a great dictionary. I will show you why. Let's have a look at the word accept. It starts here. So you can see that here the entry is much smaller. It's not as much as here, but it's fine. What you can do is you can go through both of these, and by the way, when you practice again, go through these repeatedly. Read it mindfully and naturally repeatedly. Role play it repeatedly. You can compare this with what we did before, and you will see some interesting things. To agree to take something that somebody offers you, it's the same as meaning number one here, but it's also very close to agree. Please accept this small gift. It's meaning one here and meaning one in the first dictionary. Do I have to pay in cash or will you accept a check? Do you see? It's meaning one here, but it is meaning one here and at the same time meaning three here. And the same logic goes for many other sentences here, because here they have only three categories. So very often 2 or 3 categories here are just one category here. But it's fine because that's a simplified version. You can notice, especially if you are a Czech student, that there is always Czech equivalent here. To agree to take something that somebody offers you, přijmout. Please accept this small gift. If you are learning this word for the first time, it is okay to have a look at this, but only at the very beginning. When you are learning and practicing this word later, don't read this again. And definitely do not learn accept means přijmout, end of story. No, it's not the end of story. It's not even beginning. You don't learn if you do this at all. You cannot learn like this if you only look at this and look at this. No, you have to go through everything very carefully and slowly and repeatedly. And you have to do it here too. Accept is not přijmout. No, it's not. It might sound like it is to your Czech brain if you are a Czech student, if you are a Czech learner, but it's not. Trust me, don't learn words like this. Learn the word accept exactly as I showed you. The word přijmout can help you only at the very beginning of your learning process of this word. Only at the very beginning. You must pay attention to all the other things. So, this is how you should be using the dictionary, but you should not be using just dictionary. You should be doing more, reading books, watching movies, watching TV shows, but dictionary is part of the journey. I said at the very beginning that I wanted to show you what to do when you already know that you want to learn this word and when you already know that the word is practical and relevant. What if you don't know whether the word is practical or relevant? Well, you can use the list like I showed you, which is freely accessible on the internet, and you can go through all the words and make sure you know how to use them. You can do that. I know that no one will ever do that, but you can, especially if you are a beginner. But focus on words which are your level. First focus on A1, then A2, then B1, then B2. Go one by one. Prioritize. Also, I was going to say, yes, you can go one by one. Focus on the level. It should be the word that is on the list of 3,000 most common words. Yes. Yes, you can use the list. You don't have to use the list. So another source of vocab is just a normal book. Just open a book. I'm not going to go into details, but just when you read a book and you see something, you can check it if it is an important word. C1, maybe it's not, maybe it is acceptable, maybe it is abusive, there is no symbol here, there is no lever here. So maybe abusive is not important. Maybe it depends on you. If you are already advanced student, yeah, learn abusive. If you are a beginner, don't use abusive, because it does not have this symbol and it does not tell you that it's really important. So use dictionary, but don't use just dictionary. Prioritize. I love dictionaries. People hate dictionaries, but I love dictionaries. That's my favorite book, actually. All right. Besides dictionaries, and besides practicing those sentences and then making your own sentences and then practicing those sentences and then using those sentences, and besides seeing these words and these phrases and these sentences in books and hearing them and seeing them in movies, I don't think there is much more you can do. I really believe I have just told you everything important. I don't think there is any special method. I don't think there is any magic. You cannot learn English in 1 year, let alone a few months. You will not become fluent or efficient in few months, or not even in few years. The approach, the so-called method, but I don't want to use the word method. I have no method, is simple but not easy. It will still take you many years to learn the language, but you can see improvement every week. Even if you learn just one word except in 1 day, even if you spend your whole learning day or 1 hour a day learning except, you will benefit greatly, because again, it's not just about except, there are all the other words and phrases which are important. I believe everything I told you is important. I believe you don't need more. You can just stop watching all the millions of YouTube videos where they are trying to sell you something, where they are trying to convince you to download their app. Please don't download any app. Please don't learn English from an app. They are designed to make you addicted. They are designed to hook you on those applications. They want you to keep using the application. They want you not to learn, because if you learn, you stop using the application and then you stop paying them. They don't want you to stop paying them. They want you to keep using the application. I don't think there is a single person on this planet who has ever learned language using an app. It can be fun for the first few days if you are a beginner, but I'm very skeptical even about that. I believe what I told you is enough. Read books, look up words, learn words, don't translate words. For the love of God, do not translate. Only here at the very beginning, only here, only this little at the very beginning, and then forget about the check. Never translate again. Practice the sentences, drill the sentences, role-play the sentences, and then take these sentences and your own sentences into the real world and use them with real people. That's the way to learn language. It's not rocket science, it's simple but not easy. No application, no translation. Do not let YouTubers or scammers explain things to you. You don't learn by having things explained to you. You have to figure out how the word works and how it works in the context, and you have to figure out the meaning. You have to figure it out. You have to use it. If you want to hire a teacher, that's fine, but teachers should not explain things to you. Teachers should not even motivate you. Why do we have teachers? There are many reasons. Teachers can provide some structure, some guidance, some regularity. They can give you some advice, but it's really not about motivation. It's more like discipline, but the discipline has to come from you. Teachers should not explain things to you. You should figure out things on your own. But the most important reason we hire teachers and we the most important reason we don't download applications is to have someone to talk to build relationship with your teacher, to have human contact. We do that for the social aspect. That's why we have teachers, because people really need to drop all their applications. They have to stop using applications. They have to stop talking to AI bots, and they need to talk to real people. And next time you talk to a real person, hey, use everything you learned here and everything you drilled here and everything you practiced here. That's what English is about. English is a relationship, language is a relationship, and also relationship is English. I'm sure I have forgotten to mention a lot of things I was going to, but I do believe I have told you everything important. This video was not scripted. I'm not a fan of scripted videos. I don't want to watch scripted videos, and I don't want to make scripted videos. I'm not saying they are bad, but it feels so naturally to talk to you like a human being. I'm not sure whether I should sum up what I said, because I know what I said was very repetitive, but I needed to make a point of that. I guess I needed to say it repeatedly. Use the language. You have to use it, because if you don't, you will lose it. So take what you learned and practice here and use it in the real world with real people, and read a lot of books. I don't care if you don't like reading books. I'm sorry. It might be boring, it might be painful, but people need to read books. It's a great source of language. I don't think I have better advice than read books. People think that you learn only when you're having fun. That is not true. You don't learn only when you're having fun. You can totally learn when you're not enjoying it. And I'm sorry, many things will not be enjoyable. I believe pain is important. I believe resistance is important. When you learn and when you struggle and it's hard, it must be hard so that you learn. If everything is easy, if you only look up the word accept and you say, okay, accept pre-mode, done, yeah, I understand, it's easy and fast. Yeah, it's easy and fast, but it doesn't work. So it must be difficult, it must be painful, it doesn't have to be fun. But, yes, if you should. If you want to learn English by reading books, it is good to find a book that you will have fun with, because if you have fun, then logically you don't stop reading the book, logically you keep reading the book, so logically you are using the language and logically you learn. If you give up and stop reading after 2 pages because it's boring and you never pick up another book ever again, you will not learn. So yes, it is important to have fun. But if you spend 1 hour reading a book and you have fun, and if you spend 1 hour reading a book and you don't have fun, I think it doesn't matter, it's the same. For the purposes of learning the language, I think it's the same. It's great to have fun, but it's really not that important. Read books. Please read books. Books are a great source of vocabulary, which you can then look up here if the phrase is important, and then you have to force yourself to use that word, that phrase in real life. I know I have said it many times, but it is so important. There is no magic. I'm sorry, there is no magic, there is no trick, there is no special method. Please don't let people sell you a special method. You can pay for a teacher. Teachers are great. Well, some teachers are great. But please don't watch YouTube videos where they explain things to you. There is so much crap. They explain only the simple things. But I have never seen any video that would explain even 95% of that. Really, 95% of that has never been covered in a YouTube video. They don't do that because it's not easy. It's not simple. They always explain only very easy, very simple things. For example, why do we say a dog? Why is there a dog? Oh my god. Or why do you have to use present perfect instead of present simple? We have millions videos of present perfect versus present simple. That's not how I learned language. No one has ever explained it to me. I've never seen any video when I was learning the language. I just read normal books and I naturally started to understand the difference between present simple and present continuous, or present perfect and past simple. I don't know. So please don't watch those videos. They make you feel good because they explain a very simple thing and you think, it was easy, yeah, I understand. Well, maybe you understand, but it doesn't mean you can use it. But you know what? Probably you don't even understand. After you understand this, then you understand. And then you must use it. Please, no applications. Please download no applications. Use dictionary. Read books. Read a lot. Even if you don't like it. You can read 1 page every day. And if you don't like reading books, when you sit down with a book, and you should have some time slot in your busy schedule to spend doing English, spend that 1 hour or maybe 30 minutes, please, at least 30 minutes. When you sit down with a book, maybe don't expect to have fun. Expect to learn. Maybe it will be slow, maybe it will be boring, maybe it will not be fun, maybe it will be difficult, but hey, you're not reading it to have fun, and you're not reading it because it's simple and easy. You are reading the book 1 page a day, maybe 2 pages a day, because you want to learn. You want to learn, and that's good enough. And trust me, if you do it every day, in a few days, you will feel that you are improving, and that will be a wonderful feeling. Then you will read 1 page every day, and then 2 pages, and then 10 pages every day, because you will love the feeling of understanding and of learning and of knowing more and more words. You will love the fact that you can now say so much. But yes, it is difficult, it's painful, it's boring, it's slow, but hey, what can we do? Please don't watch videos on YouTube. Please don't download application. Please, please, please. And please don't translate. Please, please don't translate. Don't translate. I think I'm going to conclude the video here. I think I've said a lot. I think this video was boring. If you made it to the end, wow. Sorry for not seeing my beautiful face, but I really wanted to make it real like this. Maybe one day I will make an interview. Maybe someone will do an interview with me. But I believe I've told you everything important. So please go out into the world and at least try using my advice. At least try applying my advice for at least the next few weeks or maybe month, and you will see the difference, because I see that difference in my students. If they follow my advice, I really see the difference. And then the lessons are fun, and oh my god, it is so good if they prepare for the lesson the way I tell them. It's so good. Thank you for watching.